We have a video I'd like to show, which, just so it's a minute and a half, but it first shows ATF agents assembling in the Walmart parking lot a week before March 19th, when they were going to execute this search warrant. Again, pre-dawn hours a week before, but decided not to because they realized Mr. Malinowski wasn't home. And then it shows what happened a week later as they approached the Malinowski home. So let's run the video. Chair now recognizes the ranking member.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a shocking story that's got the entire country talking. A recent congressional hearing exposed some jaw-dropping actions by the ATF, including changing long-standing firearm regulations without congressional approval and a deadly raid that left a man dead. And yes, we've got video footage that you need to see. But before we get into the details, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss updates on stories just like this. Let's break it down. So let's start with the government overreach that Jim Jordan called out. The ATF is supposed to enforce laws, not make them. But that's exactly what's happening here. They've made massive rule changes without Congress even voting on them.
The chair recognizes himself. Government's not supposed to change the rules without a vote of Congress. Executive branch executes the laws, the legislative branch passes the laws. But when you bypass that format, which is exactly what the ATF has done, you get all kinds of bad things. First, it was the pistol brace rule. November 26, 2012, the ATF told the inventor of the pistol brace, quote, he would not be subject to the National Firearms Act. But last year, they changed the rule. But on March 19th, at 6:01 a.m., over 1 hour before sunup, 10 carloads of ATF agents and Little Rock Police Department officers came to the Malinowski home to execute their search warrant. Not an arrest warrant, search warrant. At 6:02:46 a.m., ATF agents in full SWAT gear approached the front door. They had a piece of tape ready to cover the camera lens of the doorbell camera, which they did. Next, Mrs. Malinowski heard only a loud crash as her front door caved in. Her husband, Brian, woke up to the sound of the crash, found a pistol, loaded a magazine, and left the bedroom to investigate. Brian warned his wife to stay behind in the bedroom, but Mayor stubbornly followed him down the hallway. The ATF apparently killed electricity to the home. The front room was usually well lit at night, but Mrs. Malinowski saw only darkness as she peered down towards the front entryway. She could only see shadowy outlines of presumed home invaders standing in her front hallway. That's what Brian saw too. Brian fired a few shots at the intruders' feet to drive them back out of the front door. The ATF shot Brian in the head. His wife was standing inches away from him. A mere 57 seconds. 57 seconds elapsed from the time agents covered the doorbell camera until gunshots erupted and Brian was fatally wounded. 6:02:46 to 6:03:43. Agents immediately dragged Mrs. Malinowski into the front yard. She was barefoot, wearing minimal night clothing, and the temperature was 34 degrees. They locked her in the back seat of a car and detained her there for 4 hours, refusing her many requests to check on her husband she had just seen shot, wouldn't allow her to get close or even use the neighbor's bathroom. Even though policies have been in place at both the ATF and the Little Rock Police Department for the past 3 years, requiring the use of body-worn cameras when executing any search warrant, the Department of Justice tells us that no body cameras were used. If this isn't the weaponization of government, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. Mr. Dettelbach, we're going to have questions about this and a host of other things the ATF has done under your watch. A host of other things. We appreciate you being here today. We appreciate you taking our questions, but there's going to be tough questions from folks on our side.
Those ATF agents gathering in a Walmart parking lot a full week before the raid, prepping for it. They were ready to move in, but backed off when they realized Malinowski wasn't home. Then they came back a week later, and he ended up dead. We're talking about a government agency acting like a rogue police force, changing rules without a vote, revoking business licenses over tiny mistakes, and worst of all, raiding homes in the middle of the night and killing Americans over unclear regulations. Guys, this is beyond disturbing. If you're as outraged as I am, drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think this was justified, or is this clear government overreach? Also, make sure to hit like if you found this video eye-opening. It helps push this story to more people who need to see it. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another deep dive into stories that matter. I'll see you in the next one. Stay informed, stay safe.